Hello. Hey, everybody. Thank you for everyone that was. Oh, yeah, okay. Thank you for coming to the Matt McMuscles What Happen clickbait title for our panel today. Really sad. A lot of people had one-day passes for like Friday and Saturday and stuff. But you guys are here on Sunday, so I'm super jazzed about that. As it said on the marquee in front of the door, my name is Matt McMuscles. This is my always outrageous wife, Crymetina McMuscles. And what are we going to be doing today? What happened on Matt's channel, and just basically McMuscle stuff, lore, what have you, this year and beyond. You're going to see a lot of sneak peeks. I can't guarantee they'll all be good. I think they're good. We'll see some intros for future projects. We'll see some. They're not lewd pictures, but they're you don't even know about this.
I have no idea what's going on, guys.
They're not lewd, but they're a little risque. They're a little blue. But first I want to talk about, who enjoyed watching the 7th, 8th, or 25th LP here of Sonic 2006? That me and Liam did. Did you enjoy it?
Oh yeah, I watched all of it.
So, here's the thing. Liam comes over and we're like, let's do Sonic 2006. And Liam's like, yeah, okay. He's like, I heard it's pretty good. And he would come over, usually I want to say 1 to 3. So Leanna has 2 rules. Record, please.
Yeah.
Because me and Liam just bullshit around.
They just block each other so much, they sit there talking for 2 hours before they hit record. And I'm like, guys.
We tickle each other.
I'm like, it's time.
We do all the random LP stuff like that. And her other rule is, please, if you're going to put up a black curtain, because there's a window facing our TV that always makes this awesome glare that you can't see half of what you're playing on the screen, especially if it's like a dark horror game. You're like, please take that black piece of fabric out of the window when you're done. Please just...
Or be a man. I still play Dead by Daylight, and I have that glare, and it's like an added, difficulty. Learn how to play video games.
One day we will. One day we will. We'll have you play Sonic 2006 and see how you do, But yeah, this was really fun from start to finish, really. No, it wasn't actually. It's Sonic 2006, But a lot of people complimented us and thank you for not just doing the Sonic 2006 thing, which is shitting all over it, and it's terrible, whatever. We did try to be this could have been a lot better if they're just able to tweak this, or that's kind of neat, or that graphical effect is okay. And I'd say the moment of the LP was everyone telling us, wait till you'll get to the ball puzzle. And we had no idea about this because Liam had never really played the game more than 20 minutes in the past, and I didn't know about it. And I want to say in our 3rd session of playing this, I was like, Liam, there's a ball puzzle coming up, and I don't know anything about it other than it's called the ball puzzle. And he's like, I don't know. I guess we'll get to it. So we get to that stage of the game where there are balls, and it seemed like a puzzle, and we were like, that wasn't too bad. And I learned this trick from Liam. It's sometimes, you can edit a little bit more in an LP, just here and there, from playing Twilight Princess with him. So we're about to get to the actual ball puzzle, and we find the ball puzzle, and it dawns on me, and I'm just like, wait, I think this is the one. This is the actual ball puzzle. And Liam's like, yeah, I actually hope people have been snickering this entire time going, oh, they're not getting to it. And of course, you put in the roundabout music from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and to be continued right there. That's the lesson I learned from Liam. You put in Twilight Princess, I'm like, I gotta. It was too good of a moment. We're going to be playing Sonic Adventure 2 as well. Coming very soon. Maybe, because it's like one of the ones where like I've never beaten that game to completion. I think Liam's beaten it like when whatever Liam was when he was 8. Whatever age he was in 2001. That'll be coming up soon. I have nothing to show from it, unfortunately, don't boo me. Because I'm thinking we're going to start that in November or something. Do you have any Sonic memory you carry about Sonic? You're too busy, like, actually being a woman around these times? We're playing video games and you're going to the club?
I literally just associated with Liam.
It's just Liam as Sonic?
Yeah. When I knew him before I met you.
Right, so like, in your head, it's Liam equals Sonic, right? Okay, cool. Yeah. Whenever Liam falls down, it makes a ring sound effect of losing them. So that was Sonic 2006. Please look forward to more Sonic stuff in the future. What's next? Hey, how about that? Anyone? No one's enjoying this? Okay, let's move on. No, Matt Nukem Forever. Got a lot of comments over the last couple of weeks where everyone's like, I don't care about this video, finish Duke Nukem Forever. You're not gonna finish it, are you? You're gonna stop. And I'm like, it might seem like it's slowed down, but believe me, the final episode of me trudging through Duke Nukem Forever in a style I think is probably better than just LP in this cold, just trying to talk about the nothing of Duke Nukem Forever. The cut and thrust of that, which is just another gray hallway, another pointless battle that just goes on and on and on. So I think I found a nice little angle in which to tackle this, and I've told you a few times about like what I'm currently going through with this LP. If anyone's familiar with it, I got to this section called The Hive. I passed that to an editor, and an editor was so uncomfortable with it. They're like, can I not do this for you? And I'm like, I completely understand. I did not like playing through this section either. So the final section of this, part 4, actually a bit more fun doing it, but it makes games like these where it's like, oh, Duke Nukem Forever is really bad, but like it's not that bad. It's just not very fun. That's about it. It's just kind of boring for the most part. So I was starting to play this. Like I record all my footage and I go, I can't do this. I can't talk over this. This is really rough. I have nothing to say. So I said to myself, Matthew, I'll just do post-commentary, which I've done once or twice. It's actually kind of hard to do post-commentary on your gameplay, even if you acknowledge like, hey, I'm watching my old footage. And I was like, I don't know what to say during this part, so I was like, I'll just play the game and I'll commentate over it later. I couldn't do that either. I started up and it was just like, so now I'm in the strip club and it's just really gross in here. So I said, well, why don't I watch my footage and narrate what's happening on the screen? I'm like, this is the part where I was like, ew, icky. And this is the part where I'm like, this part's fun, at least, kind of. And then I wrote the entire first script in like 2 hours. So I watched 2 hours of gameplay, and in 2 hours I was able to make like an 8-page script of what I was experiencing, what my body, my mind was going through when playing Duke Nukem Forever. So I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna do this from now on. And what's more is that we'll talk about it in a minute or two, but I was like, you know what I'd love to do this with? I'd love to do this with a great game. A game I really like. And it's a little bit far away as well, so not in the show, but I've been wanting to do something with it for a long time, but I'd really like to do this style of editing with Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. So basically when we get home, I'm gonna try to record this. I remember you and I had you watch back in our old apartment. This is gonna be one of those things where Leanne's gonna be like, I remember that.
Probably.
Where I showed her Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. I think we played through like half the game, and you were kind of into it, but we just didn't continue.
I was pretending so you'd like me. I actually don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we were in bed, and our TV's in front of us, and I played through half the game or whatever, but like it was, I don't know, 3-4 years ago. So yeah, it's in my top 5 games of all time. Snake Eater is. So I'm gonna be doing that with this style of editing because it's like a game that's so good, and almost I have too much to talk about that if I just prattle on and on like I am now, my thoughts won't be cohesive. Sometimes there'll be a game where you like it so much that you're either you can't like connect all your thoughts in a cohesive like thing where you just have to go off the cuff. So for Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, I'm like, I would really like to have a script for this, and you know, I kind of find I'm a bit more eloquent when I write rather than if I just do improv. I've kind of found that out in the last like year or so, since obviously some changes have happened, and I want to adapt like the type of content I make, and it's something I wanted to do for a long time. I would make like one-off videos, like little reviews of games, Matt's Toy Box, the Bondathon, if anyone remembers that. Does anyone remember the Bondathon? Wow, that's more than I thought, actually. Because I started the Bondathon actually writing a script, and they weren't very good, those scripts at that time. They were like, that was like 5 years ago, but it was basically me playing through every James Bond video game, like console versions. I couldn't do all the handheld versions. Though handheld versions of James Bond games might be really good for a punching weight. I'm just saying, Derek, Grace, stop skeletons from fighting. Just saying. First-person shooters, like you did Nightfire.
Yeah.
Right. But there's a couple of others. There's like I think Quantum of Solace maybe on the DS.
And there's also the GoldenEye Rogue Agent on DS as well.
Yeah. So there's that, and so for the Bondathon, when I would do stuff like that, you kind of get feedback from people that are like, I don't really want to see this. I would want to see part 87 of Bloodborne or whatever. And I'm like, that's fine, but you kind of get discouraged a little bit. So now I have, an avenue in which I can do this sort of stuff. So look forward to Snake Eater in the future. What else do I want to talk about? So this is Spooky Month. As many of you may know, a lot of people, there's like 2 or 3 guys who are like, play Faith Chapter 2. And for those that don't know, Faith is like, let's say someone made an Exorcist game, but for the Atari 2600. And it's one of those games that does a lot with a little. And I got, like, I was more scared playing this with Atari-style graphics than that new Blair Witch game, which unfortunately bored me quite a bit. There's just not much going on there, despite how beautiful that game looks. So this will be coming up in the next week or so. After that, I'll also be playing this. I just brought this in here because Northbury Grove is a really cool horror series. This will be the 3rd one where you have this maniac wearing a deer skull. Derek, what type of skull is that? You live in Alaska. You don't know.
I don't know. I don't live there anymore.
So this one was like really terrifying because the first game was kind of like, general horror game that you would expect. And this one is more like you're stuck in a Saw like torture arena, torture like gauntlet. And you have to get through every like single trap. And I only played it for like 20 minutes because that's all I could play because I was scared. So I actually forget what our next slide is, but we'll talk about it. Hey, this is going to be happening too. So, Dead by Daylight. If anyone watched the Man of Medan LP that you and Leanna, that I and Leanna did, Leanna got kind of flustered with QTEs.
I didn't know I'd be playing. I thought, I'm like, I'll sit there, I'll watch you, it'll be cute.
I said there was a possibility, though. I just handed her the controller. But Leanna has clocked in 400 hours on Dead by Daylight. So the Stranger Things DLC had come out, and I was like, well, let's play that. I mean, it's got Ghostface in it, it has Michael Myers, it has Freddy, it has no Jason, of course, but we had a really good time playing this. We're going to have a clip of it in a little bit. I think it's a fun clip. So this will probably be like in maybe like the last couple of days of Halloween because it's a good culmination of horror and horror franchises. So here we have, why do you have Batman Arkham Origins on screen here? Well, I have a couple games I just want to show you very quickly. We have Batman Arkham Origins, we have Demon's Crest, we have Viking Battle for Asgard, if anyone knows that. No, that's fine, don't worry about it. Don't look at that last slide, I went too far. So I have these 3 games here. So why am I even talking about them? I was telling Derek and a few other friends this weekend about this. That I'm getting kind of tired of, it's 2019, I'm getting kind of tired of like, hey, so I'm playing this shitty game today, and it's like, let's shit on all over it. I did a video like that a few months ago, and I was kind of like, people were like, yeah, well, I really like this game. I'm like, yeah, it's not that bad. It's a game that I've been told is really bad. When I played it, I kind of had that, expectation in my mind. And by the end of the video, I was kind of like, yeah, that wasn't that bad. It wasn't what I thought. And I'm kind of like realizing when I did, I think I did Condemned 2 Bloodshot a little while ago. Thank you. And people said, Matt really seemed like he was into this game. Like,
You were. You talked to me about it for like an hour.
yeah, I was talking about the bear scare and everything, and you were like, oh, yeah, I've never heard of this game.
No, I think I have played it.
I thought you played Condemned 1 anyway.
Yeah, maybe. You were into it, basically.
I was really into it because it was one of the earliest 360 games I bought. Like, I bought this, I got Assassin's Creed 1 and the Bourne Legacy game of all things. And all these 3 games, they're very, very different, as you can imagine. And Arkham Origins is that one, Arkham game we don't talk about, that Warner Brothers refuses to talk about whenever they have this sale on.
That was my first project there.
At what, Warner Brothers? You tested Origins. Cool.
You could ask me,
The thing with asking you is that you did pre-cert and you didn't actually have to play the games all that much, depending on what your task was, right? She did beat Dead Space 2 on the hardest difficulty. Because she has to make sure all the achievements pop up. Like, that was her task for the day. So you have achievements pop up when you beat it on Zealot. What's the last difficulty on Dead Space 2? Does anyone know? Fantastic. Getting to the point, as I tend to.
Why did you choose this, though?
Because there was a sale, I think on Steam or something, that said the entire Arkham saga on sale, except this one. Because it wasn't made by Rocksteady. And I went, was this game really that bad? And a lot of people were like, is it the best one? No, it still does some cool things. And I only played it for like 30 minutes when it came out. And it was the one that kind of got a little shit because there was a bunch of issues on the PC build and they didn't get around to fixing them or ever. But I played through it and I was like, hey, that was actually a pretty good Arkham game from the good chunk I played. I played like 3 hours of it. And I was like, this seems pretty cool. And yeah, there's changes to the voice acting and stuff. So,
now, sorry, now that I'm thinking of it, I took you to the launch party of that. That was one of our first days.
That's true. That's the
We had just gotten Zach who lived in the old apartment.
Yeah, it's the night I got Zach.
And it was all gangster themed.
Yeah, everyone's dressed up like God.
Thank you,
Oh.
Grace.
Because usually she's loud.
Yeah,
so.
so I hate my voice. Yeah, so I brought you to that party.
Everyone's dressed up as black masked goons and
Yeah.
stuff. I forgot about that. Because you were so mad that like I was gonna come late or something, but then I showed
being a
up.
dumb bitch, whatever.
Yeah. Because I had just gotten Zach that night and I didn't want to like leave him alone or whatever. But so all 3 of these games, Viking Battle for Asgard is one of those other earlier 360 games I just found really enjoyable. It's like a B or C game. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to really try to focus on, when I'm going to play like a random gameplay game, I want to have fun. Like, I'm kind of, like, I did enough of shitting on bad games for like 8 years on the internet. And I'm going to do it every so often now. But like, if I'm looking for a game to play, and I suggest this for any other aspiring content creators, like, you can like shit on the popular game. You can say like, oh, this bad, whatever. But ultimately, I think people will stick around if you have fun on whatever, like, creative endeavor you're doing. If you're, playing a game or you're critiquing it, whatever. That if it's a game you really like and has some type of history with it, nostalgic or otherwise, it's still like good content to you. It's still something that'll make you happy. So like never forget to not do this occasionally. Never forget to do this occasionally, sorry. And just don't take the easy thing of like, I had a Golden Axe Beast Rider hanging around the disc and I was like, I don't want to play that. So I did it. And I probably had a better day off from not doing it. So, you know, it's very easy to like just sit and like, if you just can press record somewhere and it's, I'm going to shit on this game's really bad, and then sit in your basement. You can do that, certainly. If you want to do it, I'm just saying personally for me, like I'm having more fun playing games that I like. So, will I still play really bad? Will I play Drake and the 99 Dragons again? Yeah, probably. Because that's something you can kind of laugh at. So, that's just what I wanted to talk about with those three. What do I have? So, a lot of people asking, when's the new Edgelords? I haven't done one in a while. It takes a lot of editing, a lot of scripting. It takes a lot out of...
say like it takes a lot out of his voice. You know, he can't do that voice for too long. It's not his actual.
I do a little bit of gruffness, but because I'm not a trained voice actor or a trained anything really. Even doing a Shadow the Hedgehog. What a badass. That, like, 2 minutes of that in my voice. And then when I did a bunch of voiceovers, I think for the Shadow the Hedgehog episode, I put a tweet out saying, hey, voice actor friends, or anyone that knows anything about voice acting, I destroyed my voice, what should I do? I just drank a bunch of cold water. And the first thing I got is, do not drink cold water. That will further damage your voice. You need to drink, like, warm something, like warm honey tea or whatever Andy Serkis does. So I was like, great. So the next Edgelords, I want to synergistically advertise a new bit of merch, which will be an Edgelords t-shirt, as you can see here. I don't know Mac. I would like to zoom in. It's good enough. So, Crooked Glasses, if anyone knows that artist on Twitter, designed this Ashen the Violator shirt here. Very cute. And so yeah, this is what's coming up soon for the next Edgelords. I'm thinking Lady Death from Comic Book Realm, if anyone knows Lady Death. I get a lot of, no? Okay, cool. Yeah, okay. All right. So, you know, that'll be our first female representation in the hallowed halls of the Edgetorium. Man, it's been a while since I did one of these. Yeah, so the shirt will be available when that episode drops. So if anyone's interested in that, that's coming up. What else do we have? We have a folder. Let's double click that. So. This is what I'm talking about in terms of lewdness, so I will just go through these slides without comment, and then I'll tell you what these are all about. Derek has an expression on his face there. He's interested. Anyway, so we have this, then we have another shot, and then we have a little logo here that'll be placed on a specific body part. Now we have this shot, very manga-esque. A close-up with a little bit of animation there.
Wait, you started that too?
Yes, started that. That's Liam. We have a solid name for Liam. I think Liam Chan is being thrown around right now. But Liam Chan's like, look, I just ate a bunch of mac and cheese, and now I'm gonna play my Vita. Ooh. What do we have next? There we go. This is Matsuko. We have another shot there, right? Yeah. Just getting there. We have another little logo there. A little manga shot. And we have both of us together.
Gals being pals.
Just gals being pals. Very wholesome. So, this will be the makings of an intro for, God, I always butcher this when I say it wrong. It's Sketchy Eki. So, me and Liam will be rating games based on their eckiness. Liam always corrects me, like, damn it, it's etchy, or I don't know. I'm not into it that much, but so we'll be playing. We have a list of games, and when you're seeing the art components. This is made by Star Pirate, of course. You can tell because look at that. So these are the components of the animated intro. When I say animated intro, it's like think of late 90s anime intros. So you'll get a feel for like what you'll be seeing here. So we kind of want to start to get these episodes recorded like before the end of the year. Hopefully get the first episode out there. But look forward to that. Now, what I want to do is get, okay, good. Now I'll have the manually go. It's fine. Max, I don't know. So yeah, now we got some clips of things.
I haven't seen this yet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you saw a bit of it, but this is a clip of the Dead by Daylight video. That'll be coming out very soon.
And most of these maps, most of the classic ones that aren't based on movies, I think they're based around areas in Montreal. Like, this is all the construction that never gets fucking finished.
So crazy.
Oh my god! Alright, hopefully that other person's taking the hits for you.
No, I see him.
No, who is it even?
It's the fucking clown that has lung cancer.
I've seen so many people screw you over in games. Like, they'll save someone like a million times,
Yeah.
and the one time you get put on a hook, they're like,
Nobody give you no shitty.
Yeah.
But you gotta keep a lookout. Tell me if the kitty goes Liddy. If kitty get Liddy.
No, I thought you said it was the kitty got Liddy for a second.
It just made me he's looking in my direction, but
Just run away. Oh, there's Jess. Oh, God. Just say,
hours doesn't mean you're good at it. I've seen on Reddit someone do a chart of all the screams ranked by best to worst. I like most realistic. Wait, no one Jen has been doing? Wait, you ignorant slut! Shame! No, because he knows she got me. He got me all kinds of fucked up. It was worse than just the people saying, wait, you ignorant slut. Like the whole video was perfect.
So that's Leanna on the controls for the entire time. She's basically the one leading the video on this because I'm asking a lot of questions. Because I watch her play like, you know, she plays like, let's say like 10 hours a week. I'll watch like maybe like 3 of them. And I constantly ask her questions. So Kitty Gets Liddy is that like cat-based perk in the bottom right corner. If it gets lit up, then the killer can
It's
see.
looking at you. It's in like your radius and like staring in your direction.
Right,
So
right.
you go to like scamper away.
Right, okay. So we have a few other clips. I'm just checking the time there. So this is a new video coming up. This is an intro for a new retrospective series coming up. It's Turok. So yeah, that's just an intro for like probably be like a 4-part series. I want to cover like, you know, there's more Turok games you probably think, like there's GBA Turok games that are like Contra like side scrollers and stuff. So probably like 2 or 3 games per episode, probably 4 episodes, and it's really weird because I've like done a couple of Turok games recently, like just random one-offs, like Turok from 2008 and like Turok 2, the remastered by Night Dive, and I'm like, I gotta actually do the retrospective. I'm like wasting all my material on these one-offs, so you can expect that again, like hopefully before the end of the year. I don't know, whenever I want, it's my channel. Here's another intro for, again, I have a lot of intros, but I haven't done the work yet myself. Usually you have to give intro artists a good amount of lead time because you don't want to have a video like set to go, like your part's done, and you're just like tappa to the intro artist. Because I hate putting pressure on artists like that. I'm like, you know, I did a bunch of art growing up in college and stuff, and deadlines are not great when they're very, very aggressive. So I just like make the intro first, and then I'll make the video. So they'll have time to get everything done. So here is a little similar. I've seen like stuff like this on other YouTube channels, like just here and there. So it's kind of a common thing, but I think it's still pretty fun. So yeah, that's basically it. But hero or zero, you know, I do amazing, sorry, not amazing, God, mediocre Spider-Man. But I have so many superhero games, like really weird ones, like the PlayStation ones, like that really weird Fantastic Four game that I'm sure you're not going to remember that we streamed like years ago. No. Like that really weird Hulk game that's also on the PlayStation. There's so many weird ones that like before they cracked superhero games in 32 in like the 64 and 32-bit generation, like until Spider-Man, like by Neversoft, where that awkward 3D transition they couldn't like really nail. Like think about like Superman 64, Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker on the N64. Like mostly all of them, pretty much, because 16-bit they're able to do it in the confines of that generational like power. And it took a while to like kind of, you know, maybe after Neversoft Spider-Man, maybe until Spider-Man 2 for the GameCube, Xbox, PS2. So I have a bunch of superhero games, and kind of the idea of this show is like, at the end of the day, is this game a hero or a zero? So that's, I actually get paid for doing things like that and coming up with names like that. So, you know, that's I'm only one man. So we have a clip from the next episode of Wha Happun. It's Dead Space 3. Fortunately, people did buy Dead Space 2 times more than the first game. All told, 4 million copies were shifted, but with the game's increased developmental budget plus marketing, this still wasn't good enough for EA. Then president of EA Labels, Frank Thibault, now CEO of Zynga, if you remember them, cut a shitty promo on Dead Space 2 shortly after it launched. In general, we're thinking about how we make this a more broadly appealing franchise, because ultimately, you need to get to audience sizes of around 5 million to really continue to invest in an IP like Dead Space. Anything less than that, and it becomes quite difficult financially given how expensive it is to make games and market them. So, despite selling more, increasing its overall review scores, and being embraced by fans and critics, what resulted from all this? Well, that would be Dead Space 3, the final space nail in the space coffin of Dead Space.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Now, most of us know about the the changes. No, I mean the mistakes that DS3 made, and I'm not skipping those, don't worry, we'll get there. What I want to start with, however, is the more fascinating part of the story, what Dead Space 3 was going to be. This then led to an over-reliance on the same powerful weapons to get through most situations, and coupled with the co-op, made Dead Space 3 a survival horror game containing very little horror and no real threat to anyone's survival. So with all that good news out of the way, microtransactions! What it is was not a very good idea.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Now, Steve Kapoutsis, a head guy at Visceral, probably tried his best to mediate between EA and his dev team, but obviously was losing a lot of these battles. Nothing, however, would lose more than the infamous early gameplay showcase of Dead Space 3 that was released by EA in the run-up to launch. This thing, okay, this isn't exactly fair to the guy. Steve was at the head of the company, not a writer, so his promo smacks of a marketing loser thinking they know what fans wanted to hear. I'm not even going to explain it more than that. Roll the clip!
Pay attention to what's going on here. You're going to get to see Necros getting pulped into this giant drill, which is awesome. And we really spent a lot of time making sure the pulping was super awesome. I like saying the word pulping, and it's super awesome to see bits and body parts go flying, and it's freaking cool. So we did it, and it's awesome.
This did not help.
So yeah. I was just talking to some people just before this about Dead Space 3, and like this is just like a little cut of this entire section, but It's just because it's so tragic, I need to talk about it. Like, it was supposed to be The Thing, like John Carpenter's The Thing, where it was going to be isolated in one location with several characters, and they were all going to get picked off one after the other, and everyone was going to be paranoid about who did it. Isaac obviously is still the main character, and they would think it's Isaac. Isaac would think it's so-and-so and so forth, and it was supposed to be like, because Dead Space 2 is so bombastic and big and whatever, and they wanted to like, how are we going to top that? Let's narrow the focus, which is a good idea. But EA. So they were like, no, like bigger and better and co-op, but we're going to slash your budget too. So have fun. And Dead Space 3. So that's how that came to be. We have about 10 minutes, thank you. Would anyone like to see Crymetina Critique?
Oh, shit.
So where is your focus? Are you gonna look at the screen? Okay, cool. So I have set aside a special assortment of characters for Crymetina Critique.
I might like them. Oh no,
So-
I like her.
We're gonna start with Poison.
How do I feel about her?
We're gonna start with, I need to give you some nice ones. There's gonna be some not nice ones towards the
Okay,
end.
I have some feelings about her new hair. Like, I do like it, but it looks kind of like a clown afro, but someone put a hat on. And it's kind of still like, you know what I mean?
I get
like,
you.
It's a little, but I mean.
You like those shoes though, right? Oh, really?
Not with this outfit, though. Like,
Son
if
of
she
a
has to
bitch.
run after, or like a perpetrator, like she's just gonna flop around. Like,
So-
it's a cop outfit.
So this is supposed to be sexy bikini summer fun, but it's like in a cop shape. She's not
But
actually
also,
supposed to
she
be a
can
cop.
still fight crime
She
when
can-
she's going down the water slide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what if the criminal escapes on the water slide?
Okay.
Right.
I feel you.
All right. Want to move on?
Yeah.
What are your overall?
It's a little bit conflicting again with the shoes, but it's cute. It's not bad.
Okay. Because we have several Poison costumes.
Oh,
That's just
okay.
the one character. So we have her default.
Okay. Well, classic. The booty shorts and the cutoff tank top.
She has.
Can we say wife beater anymore? We used to call them those. Is that allowed?
I don't know.
I don't know. I usually don't like asymmetrical, like one legging, one thigh high, one not, but I still will give her a pass on this. I'm not too jazzed about the two shades of pink, her hair and that hat. No.
Yeah, you have a thing with like layering the. It's like
Listen, the
different.
hair and the shoes are the same
similar
shade of
colors.
pink. Why are you giving me a purpley shade of pink hat?
Yeah,
What's
you know,
the
I
logic?
get
Make
you.
the hat jean color. We're perfect.
Because that's a difference on this thing. The older version was a black hat.
Yeah, that would have.
I know, because I have a giant Poison statue like in front of me when I work.
know, because it's in our house.
Yes. That's huge. If we ever get accosted by a criminal, I can hit them with this statue. It's so big and like heavy and stuff. So that's your default, but I know that the other ones
I like her other
afterwards.
hair better. Well, this hair, I like this. Oh. This gives me J-Lo vibes.
Yeah.
Miami. I love it. I do like it. I don't know what this line down here is. I guess it's like the piping. And then that belt. Like, why does she have this line under her breast line, and then why is there a belt under
Well,
that?
you could say why to a lot of things
stuff.
in Street
Yeah.
Fighter 5, you know, so.
Yeah, and like they had to make that heel black. You couldn't have just made it white.
I'm not sure if it's black or it's just a shadow. I don't know. I'm not sure.
It's still a nice dress though. She's rocking it. She's
Okay.
good. She's got some shades.
We have this one. I remember you're even dressed a little bit like this today.
No,
with
not
the,
really.
I just okay, never mind. I don't know anything about fashion.
When you were looking at them.
Yeah.
I remember I was like, oh, I like it. I don't like the band is red on the hat, but like it's fine. I think it's cute. It's like a not really pinup, but gangster style. I like the Mary Jeans. I think it's a cute outfit. I think it's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think
Positivity.
I think that might be it for Poison. Where are we going next? Where are
You're
we
gonna
going
hit me with
next?
some nonsense.
Not yet. I know when the nonsense is gonna start.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right, not here. So this is from Kill la Kill, and traditionally her costume. Oh God, what's it? Rico. This is a transformed version of it, and it's more like the same colors. It's blue and red, but it's more of like the traditional Japanese schoolgirl like sailor outfit because she goes to school. This is the transformed version.
She goes to school. What grade is she in?
I
What grade is
don't
she
know.
in, sir? This is my first question. So why am I seeing her underboob? Yeah.
Japan.
Yeah.
We're here to critique the fashion. But you see, like, it's a living organism that's like, it's basically like a symbiote suit, basically, from Venom. So that's his eyeball.
Okay.
So, and he's like a mean guy.
He's like a mean guy.
Her outfit's a mean guy.
I don't mind it that much.
Good.
I don't actually mind it that much for, I guess, the context you explained. But
Sometimes context helps, but sometimes I'll give you all the context in the world, but you're like, it's shit though.
it's
So-
ugly. It's ugly. I do like red and black combo, and I think it's proportioned.
Don't turn your back on the wolf pack.
But
No one? Okay.
I just no,
No?
I don't think so.
Okay, it's a soft no.
Yeah.
All right, who do we have next? We have from Fire Emblem. I forget her name. Byleth? All right, cool. Not a Fire Emblem crowd today.
What's this?
You can ask me all the questions in the world. I'm not gonna have any
The
answers.
chest thing, is that the tongue? What is going on with the
It's a
chest?
tongue, yes. I don't know.
Well, I like the skirt. I definitely like the textured nylons. There's a lot of, it's just different shades of black and darker black, and dark gray, and
That's a Fire Emblem character.
oh yeah, it's kind of cohesive. It's not bad. It's not bad. Is it a capelet? Because her arms seem to be free.
I'm not sure. I mean, there's other characters in Fire Emblem Three Houses that have like,
Ascot? What is that? Maybe licky tongue vibes. I don't know.
a lick a tongue. She's just got a lick a tongue attached to her chest.
I don't know.
No, I like
All
that.
right.
No, you should do that. Anyway, there's other characters in Fire Emblem Three Houses that have like, very varied designs of different colors, not just all black and
Like,
blue and stuff.
I'm gonna blink and I've already forgotten this design. Like, I'm
Oh,
looking over
Star's gonna be so mad. This is the one she wanted you to do.
here. Oh no!
She also wanted you to Hatsune Miku, but like I was like no. So
I was obsessed.
yeah. All right, so that's another soft no.
It's alright. It's whatever. It's worse than a no. It's just like, eh.
Worse than a no is a whatever. Nice. All right, so I kind of forget who's next, but
Okay, no, look away.
trying to remember. Whatever. This is Principal Seymour Guato Skinner. His name is Seymour. So
Okay.
It's doing a Simpsons joke like they did. So this is him. This is how he likes to be. Yeah.
What's holding up this thing? Can someone? What is holding? Is
I'll
it
tell you.
wires?
I'll
Is it
tell you
wires?
what's
Is
holding it
magic?
up. I'll tell you what's holding it up. It's Final Fantasy that's holding it up.
No, but seriously.
I don't know. Just ask Nomura. You've done other Nomura designs, like most Final Fantasy characters. Like when we did Sora from Kingdom Hearts, that was Nomura.
Okay.
So
Oh.
yeah.
And are those chest tattoos just like?
On his chest, I assume those are tattoos. On his face, that's just his Guado-ness.
Okay. And is this like some beading, some beadwork necklacing?
I think so. I mean, this is like an upscaled.
Beading something. It looks like it might have a function. I don't mind so much the red
Wait,
stuff.
did you just say there's a Nomura design that has some type of function?
I'm looking for.
I know. Does this give any?
Does it help? It does not. Just a giant green bow.
So I've heard
Like
his
an
hair.
old-
His hair is described. Let me know if you think this is accurate. These are hair antlers.
Okay. Well, see, like that's an explanation.
Okay. No, well, it's just a name. I don't know if there's like a bone structure in them. I'm going to assume yes. But how do you feel about the hair antlers in
Whenever
general?
I see hair like that, the first thing I think of, honestly, is like cosplayers who are somehow able to do
Yeah.
that, like make these wigs, and I'm always like really in awe of that because I know it defies like gravity and logic as like a character design. But then you see these people just like in cons with like having this hair, and I'm like, you did it, you did the thing. That's impressive.
Okay.
Right?
So we have like a minute or two left. What is your overall?
So I
Seymour
don't have
Skinner?
anything to say about you. I mean, I did, but
All right.
probably no.
We got
Sorry,
one more.
sir. Okay. All right, do it. Go ahead. That looks like a neat dude.
What are you feeling with the neon pants and the rollerblades?
I'll allow it.
You allow it? What
Look
about?
at this guy. Come on. Yeah.
I-
This was inline skates.
Yeah, the rollerblades.
It's neon green. All right.
So he's an overall yes.
He gets a
Yeah,
pass.
I know I married the right woman. So I think that'll be it. There's a 45-minute panel, but like I got nothing to do right now, so I can hang outside. Maybe if anyone hasn't.
Well, if it doesn't cause traffic.
If it doesn't cause traffic, like outside, we can do that. But thank you so much for coming, guys. Thank you so much to Grace for lending me her computer.